All right, you are welcome again. Today we are still considering Laplace transform, and under this lesson, we are going to treat the Laplace transform of the function f of t is equal to cosh squared 3t. Okay, yes, when we have the function cosh squared 3t, what will be the Laplace transform of it? Okay, now going by definition of Laplace transform, we say that the Laplace transform of f of t is equal to the integral from 0 to infinity e raised to the power of minus st f of t dt. Okay, but in this case now, our f of t is cosh squared 3t. So that means in place of this f of t where we have in our definition, we replace it with cosh squared 3t. Okay, so now let's go. That means when we say the Laplace transform of cosh squared 3t is equal to the integral from 0 to infinity e raised to the power of minus st cosh squared 3t dt. Okay, you see that in this place, in place of f of t, we write what? Cosh squared 3t, because that is the function f of t we are given to find the Laplace transform of. Okay, now let's go. Now let me take you on a journey into the land of hyperbola. In the land of hyperbola, when we say cosh x plus y, it's the same thing as saying cosh x cosh y minus cell x cell y. It is SINH. You can call it cell, you can call it psi. Okay, good. Anyone is still the same. All right, let's go. When we say cosh 3x plus 3y, is the same as saying cosh 3x cosh 3y minus cell 3x cell 3y. Okay, good. Now let's go. When we say cosh 3x plus 3y, in place of 3y, let's replace it with 3x. Now that means we say cosh 3x plus 3x. What is it going to give us? Cosh 3x plus 3x. So in this case, anywhere we see 3y, we replace it with what? 3x. Now it's going to give us cosh 3x minus cell 3x cell 3x. Is that true? Yes. Now let's go. When we say cosh 3x plus 3x, is going to give us 6x. So it's going to give us cosh squared 3x minus cell squared 3x. Is that true? Yes. Now let's go. In the main function, what we are looking for is cosh squared 3t. And we have cosh squared 3x here, right? Good. Now look at cell squared 3x. Let's try and see if we can substitute it with something. Okay? Now let's go. In hyperbolic identity, we have cell squared x plus cosh squared x is going to give us 1. Okay? And then when we say cell squared 3x plus cosh squared 3x is the same as 1. Is that true? Good. So if we make cell squared 3x the subject, what are we going to have? We're going to have 1 minus cosh squared 3x. So in place of cell squared 3x, we're going to write 1 minus cosh squared 3x. Okay? So that means we're going to have cosh 6x is equal to cosh squared 3x minus, open bracket, 1 minus cosh squared 3x. Let's open the bracket. We are going to have cosh squared 3x minus 1 plus cosh squared 3x. We have cosh squared 3x and we also have plus cosh squared 3x. Add this together is going to give you 2 cosh squared 3x. We take minus 1 to the other side. We are going to have cosh 6x plus 1 is equal to 2 cosh squared 3x. All right. We are looking for cosh squared 3x. We divide both sides by 2. So dividing both sides by 2, we are going to have cosh 6x plus 1 all over 2. Let's factor out the fraction. That means we're going to have 1 all over 2, open bracket, cosh 6x plus 1. All right? Yes. Now look at it. in the function, in the Laplace, what we are looking for is cosh squared 3t. And in this case now, we have gotten cosh squared 3x. Okay, the difference is just the variable t and x. Now let's replace it. So in place of this cosh squared 3t, we are going to write the new value, which is 1 over 2 cosh 6x plus 1. Is that clear? So now let's go. That means when we say the Laplace transform of cosh squared 3t, is still the same thing as saying the Laplace transform of 1 all over 2 open bracket cosh 6t plus 1. All right, good. And then look at it. When we see the Laplace transform of 1 all over 2 cosh 6t plus 1. Now, look at 1 all over 2 is a constant under linearity property. We take it behind the Laplace transform, right? Good. When we take it behind, we're going to have 1 all over 2 open bracket the Laplace of cosh 6t plus 1. Okay, good. Now, when we say the Laplace of cosh 6t, what is it going to give you? Remember that the Laplace transform of cosh 8t is the same as s all over s squared minus a squared, right? Good. So in this case, we have 1 all over 2. The Laplace transform of cosh 6t, what is going to give us? It's going to give us s all over s squared minus c squared. Is that true? Yes. And then again, when we say the Laplace transform of 1, what is going to give you? It's going to give you 1 all over s. Is that true? Yes. Now, bringing this together, we have 1 all over 2, open bracket, s all over s squared minus 6 squared plus 1 all over s. You see, this s all over s squared minus 6 squared is the Laplace transform of cosh 6t. And this 1 all over s is the Laplace transform of 1. Is that clear? Good. Now let's go. Let's combine whatsoever we have inside this big bracket. So we look for the LCM. LCM is going to give us s open bracket s squared minus 36. That is when you say 6 squared, right? Good. Now when you combine these together, we are going to have 1 all over 2 open bracket s squared plus s squared minus 36. I know you know how to get this, right? Good. Now let's work on the numerator. We have s squared plus s squared minus 36. So s squared plus s squared is going to give us 2s squared minus 36, right? Good. Now in this case now, let's multiply with this half. When you multiply with the half, we are going to have 2s squared minus 36 all over 2s open bracket s squared minus 36. Now in the numerator, let's factor out 2. So when you factor out 2 in the numerator, we're going to have 2 open bracket s squared minus 18 all over 2s open bracket s squared minus 36. 2 in the numerator and 2 in the denominator. They strike out. So when they strike out, we have s squared minus 18 all over s open bracket s squared minus 36. So therefore, this is the Laplace transform of cosh squared 3t. The Laplace transform of cosh squared 3t is equal to s squared minus 18 all over s open bracket s squared minus 36. All right. Yes. Thank you very much for watching. Please, if you are new to our YouTube channel, please do well to subscribe. Click the subscribe button, like our video, share it to your loved ones, and stay blessed. See you next time.